replacement at a garage, messed it up, got kicked out.
What did you do?
Now the thing is,
why did you get kicked out?
Just because I messed the garage up.
How did you mess it up?
The fella he's a bit moody, this fella, and he just decorated his garage. And
You are like the slug in this scenario, aren't you?
He just, like the paint the floor and everything, make it with lines in it and everything like that.
Right, what did you do?
And he painted it white. You shouldn't have white in a garage. It's stupid with all the oil about and that. It's not the right colour, is it? Like getting a white sofa, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah.
So he'd painted it all, and then he sort of said, do you want to change the oil on the car? So yeah, go on then. So what do I do? He said, you pull a sump out, stick a bucket underneath, catch the oil. Alright then. Go down there, pull the sump out, hold the bucket, but because of the pressure, the oil doesn't come straight out, it flirts out sideways. Went all over his white floor, he went mental, kicked me out. Now the thing is, that wasn't really my fault, my brain didn't know. It was showing an interest.
No, what? Right, let him finish!
Oh God, what does he mean?
Shut up, let
The brain,
and my brain.
the brain was showing an interest, but at the end of the day, if it hasn't got the knowledge, what can it do? Now, you could say, was that my fault or my brain's fault?
No, I'd never say that. People may be in the wrong job. You might not discover what you're really
Yeah, but I'm
brilliant at.
talking about, you get people, alright, let's go to the extreme. People with no legs who want to be swimmers. Don't be stupid.
Oh God! Oh God! I'm so annoyed. Is this a big problem?
It's madness, isn't it? It's mad that the brain wants to do that so much. The brain's in the wrong body almost. Yeah, are you in me?
No.
A plumber who can plumb is annoying when he jacks it in as a living, because there's other brains who can't do plumbing. They don't get their head round it.
This means.
Look, you must have learned the same stuff at school as me, but a lot of it wasn't interesting to my brain. I wasn't bothered. It wasn't into taking it in. Yet look at me in like editing and all that. I can use all that equipment because my brain's happy with it.
Yeah, you found something you're good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why aren't I good at plumbing or joinery or being a mechanic?
You're probably not interested in it.
I loved it as a
But
kid.
people don't do have different brains. People are different. Some people are more higher logic, lower emotion.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're putting in room 102, because you're saying it's like this brain's wandering around
Who's
looking
to
for a
blame?
body, and it goes, oh, I'll choose that body. Hang on, this body doesn't even want to do some plumbing.
It's a matter of taste. It's just a
sometimes
matter of taste.
It's good to do what you're good at and stop chasing a dream.
This is the most complicated thing. You could just
is.
put in noisy kids. Like, Ricky, why is this is a brain that
Because
doesn't
someone
work.
else would have done Noisy Kids. There's no point everyone putting in the same thing.
But
as
I don't
me.
even know what your point is here.
For example, what I put in were parents who ignore their kids running riot in a restaurant or on a train. The arrogance of them thinking that, isn't it fun? That there was someone to blame. I was basically putting in bad parenting, or there was someone. I wasn't going a brain who wanted to be a plumber, but the plumber didn't.
I'm not putting the brain in. It's just people. If I had a really good skill, I'd hope that I'd use it.
You don't know what you're good at until you try it. You might be the best drummer in the world.
I know, but they're the people I'm having a go at. They're the people who I'm having a go at. The people who know they can do something, but they don't do
So
it.
people who don't fulfil their own potential.
That's a good one.
Is that a better point?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But there's nothing to do with this duality, this brain versus person. I don't know what that is. It's a weird thing you've got, a really weird little kink you've got, that you think this brain is another entity that lives in your head, that you own it, and you've got to become the master of it. Like some sort of weird dog. Who am I talking to now, Carl or his brain?
We're both listening.
Well, I will put in people who don't fulfil their full potential. Slugs are safe, but people who don't fulfil their full potential, you have got into room 102. Got a couple more things for room 102, Carl?
My problem with me restless leg syndrome.
Oh yeah,
If I could put that in.
right, okay.
What is this problem?
The problem I've got with my legs, how they sort of come alive at night.
And what
Tap
they are
dancing,
doing.
like bed knobs and broomsticks.
Yeah.
I sort of go to bed, I'm tired, and then I sort of nod off for about 40 odd minutes,
Yeah.
and then my legs go,
Right.
and I can't sleep. It's really depressing. I think it's actually affecting me sort of health-wise, because I'm not sleeping right through the night. like, I want to
And
sleep.
what does
with me.
Graham say? What does Suzanne say?
Well, she's annoyed with it 'cause she's getting loads of bruises. Kicking her.
I did a little bit of research on restless leg syndrome when he mentioned it to me. And two little bits of information you'd be interested in, Steve. It is exacerbated and made worse by a sedentary lifestyle,
Right.
lack of activity, lack of exercise, and it can be alleviated with the opposite of that: exercise, leading a more active lifestyle. Which
I
proves
walk.
my point.
No,
You're
no.
like a slug.
I do loads of walking. I make sure I do a good walk. If anything, it's because I walk too fast, because I tense my legs up when I walk. The doctor didn't say anything to do with that when I told him that ages ago. He said it was because I was eating ice cream.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know who
It's
this
something
doctor
that's
is.
in ice cream. He just
Is
said,
this the same doctor that said your nerves are too long?
yeah. No, it's a different fella. This
Right.
is the proper doctor. But yes, I've cut that out, and it works for a bit. But now it's got to a point where I have to go to bed, and I have my legs outside of the bed. I have to put my feet on the floor.
What do you mean?
What?
I have to lie in the bed, like
With your
normal
feet on
position,
the
but I
floor?
have to stick my legs out and feet on the floor.
That's insane. You can't sleep like that.
Well, I do. I nod off, and then maybe in the night, when I wake up, my legs are back in the bed. So either they get bored, or they uncomfy, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they eventually get tired. But it's kind of like, if I have them there, it's like they think they're awake and they're being used. The only other thing I can do is if I lie on my front and then have my legs in the air,
What? Hold on. Whoa! You lie in the front and have your legs in the air.
like that. Say if that's my head,
Oh, like
go like that, like a scorpion.
like the front cover of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, like that. If I do that, I think if I can get the blood out of my legs, they don't work the same.
Is this advice from the doctor or?
No, I did
Is
that
it this
myself.
doctor? Was he from the 12th century?
No, that doctor didn't tell me to do that. I sort of did it.
You
I
just
thought
read
that
that,
works.
that
I nodded
brilliant
off.
piece of information.
Well, have you put this into the Royal Society of Surgeons?
What?
Well, this discovery that if you lay,
No, it's my cure. I'll use it. It might not work for everyone.
And so crazy leg syndrome is destroying your
Sleep.
right.
And it's important to get sleep in it. If you can't sleep, it drags you down. At night, it's like they belong to a runner or something, and they want to run, and I'm going, I just want to sleep
But why don't you run?
why don't you go for a run?
because it's late at night.
Yeah, but go for a run in the day. Tire them out.
Fine in the day.
Tire them out in the
I
day.
tire them out in the day.
No, you
Go
don't.
for loads of walks in the day. Loads of
So
walks.
if you were to go, you go to bed, you got restless leg syndrome. If you were to go for a run, that would cure it. I've looked it up.
No,
It
because
does.
I do have long, proper walks. It
No, but
doesn't
if you
sort
know,
it. If
immediately.
anything, it's like the legs like it, and they want more of it. It's like a puppy. You take it for a walk and it's jumping up and down. I want more walks. Well, you can't have a walk. We had a walk earlier. Go to sleep. They're fine in the day. Whilst I'm sat here, they're not probabling me.
They're not what?
They're not probabling me.
Okay.
Not probabling me.
They're not-
makes up words.
They're not giving me any grief whilst
They're
I'm sat
not
here.
probabling me.
But when night falls, it's all going to be different.
It's like they go, I don't want to go to sleep yet.
Like
It's like a
voodoo
little
legs.
kid. It's a kid who wants to stay up in case it misses something.
Yeah.
And that's why I just have to let them stay up. Stick them out the bed.
I love the fact that you go to bed before your legs. Oh
It's
God.
annoying. I mean, it's really...
Well, I don't know if I can put in
Your legs.
restless leg syndrome because, as I say, it can be easily cured. You could get up, you could do a bit of exercise, you could walk around.
but I've tried all that, doctor, and it doesn't work. Do you suggest anything else?
Right. There's your problem. He's not a doctor.
No, exactly. That's what I mean.
No, well, I'll put it in. I will put it in if you try that. Next time your legs are outside the bed, say, okay, listen, I'm going to go for a run. Put on a sweatshirt.
No, because
Put on some shorts.
it's always late at night. I'm not
Yeah.
going out. It's dangerous.
Will you go to bed at 11:30?
Yeah?
Go for a run at 11:30. 11:30. 15 minutes.
So, are they going in or not?
No, because you're not. I'm not sure that you're doing everything for it. What's your next thing to try and get in room 102?
It's a tricky one, this.
Go on.
It's people who think that humans are special. Do you know what I
But
mean?
you think that.
No, I don't. I don't think humans are special. I think
what-
some of us are. I think you get the odd one who creates something, and you go, that's amazing. But the way we say the human race is amazing, no, it isn't. A small percentage of it is. There's a load of numbnuts. And it annoys me how people say the human race did this, human race. No, it didn't. Let's name them, because there's only a few people who have done stuff that matters.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, definitely. We just thought, we think we're good and we're not.
But well, who matters? Just before we get on to your point, so you're putting in the rest of the human race.
No, just people who say that they're good. People who have said that statement, that isn't the human race an amazing thing.
So anyone who's ever said isn't the human race amazing,
yeah,
goes in room 102.
Yeah, I'd say don't be stupid.
So most of the human race is going in.
Well, have you ever said it?
Well, I think all species are amazing.
But when people say the human race, they sort of mean
They think what you mean, that you can go
great people,
the
great
art,
minds.
you know, inventors, the things that were, you know, that we've.
And how is the human race not amazing?
Because we're not needed to keep this planet going. We're an added thing that was
We're at the
added
top
on
of the
later.
food chain. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We were added last.
Yeah.
It's like there's some room left. What we do? Stick some humans on.
But don't forget, this thing of we being added doesn't make sense because it was a process. There was no point when someone goes, "We don't need this. Let's stop now." We kept mutating and being selected.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes you can keep. It's going back to what we were talking about last time about. You've got a house, you fill it with stuff. At some point, you've got everything you need. You've got your kettle, you've got your fridge, you've got your telly.
It could have stopped at slugs.
Then
It'll be
you've
fine.
gone, I'm buying this.
But no, nothing needed anything.
Yeah, it did. The world needed. I mean, okay, I tried to put slugs in, you didn't allow them in.
Yeah.
Fair play to the slugs. They must do something somewhere.
Yeah.
Just not in my house.
But it could have stopped at slugs. They got it right. What's this thing that you need? Anything else? The slug evolved.
No, but we don't add anything, do we? All we've done since we've been around is mess up the world.
That's true.
Yeah. So I'm saying we're not needed. I don't know what the last thing was that was needed.
No, we're not needed. We're not needed.
Yeah. So what was the last thing before?
Doesn't make any sense.
What was the last thing that was invented by nature?
It's arbitrary. It's a stupid
What
question.
do you mean?
It's not a stupid question.
Everything is just happening. It's evolving now.
Right, look at it like this. You see, we think we're important because we just do. Well, I don't, but some do. And they're the ones I want to get rid of.
Another argument with himself.
Now, we think we're special. There might be something else going on that's more important. We're in this universe, aren't we?
Yeah.
They're trying to make a new universe.
What do you mean?
There's a machine somewhere.
What?
A big bang. They're making a big bang again.
Right, well you've got that completely wrong, but sure. They're not trying to create a new world. They're trying to recreate the conditions that happened at the beginning of the Big Bang. They're not trying to recreate a new world.
Alright, but the
It's
world
completely
came
different.
But the world came from the Big Bang.
Yeah, they're trying to recreate the conditions so they can test and they can experiment to see
Dangerous.
the conditions before. Yes, it is dangerous. Apparently there is a threat. Admittedly, there is a danger, very small danger, that they could create a black hole that would destroy the world.
So why are they doing that? Who's allowed that? This is what annoys me, is because humans think they're special. Oh, who made the Big Bang? Oh, I'd like my name on that. I want to claim it. Why do people always want to better someone else? It's happened, let them have it.
Well, don't you? What you said about progress? You're trying to change time.
Yeah, but that's not going to harm anyone. A Big Bang. I don't think we need. I mean, we haven't filled this universe yet, have we?
But I don't know what you're saying. You're contradicting yourself. Every other sentence contradicts what you said last time. You do want to fill it, you don't want to fill it. We haven't filled this universe, we don't need another one. We do want progress, we don't want progress.
I'm
Carl,
saying-
what do you want?
I'm saying we don't want another universe.
Well, no.
We haven't got our head round this one yet. We
We're
don't
not
know where
trying to create a
everything
new
is.
one, but go on.
Don't create a new one.
We're not trying to. No one's trying to.
Is that your philosophy? Don't create a new universe.
Why are
They're
we
not
looking
trying
at
to create
that?
a new universe.
Why are we looking at that then? Why do we want to go back to day dot?
So that we can better understand the world that we live in, how the world evolved into the position we're in now. If it did indeed start with the Big Bang, what were the conditions? How did it come from nothing into something?
That's what we do. We say why and how.
I know,
and
but
when,
sometimes,
and what next? And is it good?
you know, I don't mind asking questions. I like asking questions. Ask a
Yours
question.
are where are slugs going?
It's just this thing of faffing about with things that they don't know what they're doing.
Okay, right, okay, Carl. You're in charge of the world now. You are this. You're all powerful. You're like a god. Okay, you can do anything. You call all the scientists, and they go, "What do you want of us?" Oh, orange-headed one. What the fuck do you want of us? Right. Stop the Big Bang research. Stop it now.
Oh.
Okay. Drop your talk. Okay, good. Throw that away. What do you want them to do? The might of every intellect in the world standing before you, as far as you can see. Hello? Listen, everybody. This is what I want you to work on. Go. What do you say?
Well, I want to come in and... How long have they been working on the Big Bang idea?
Forget it. You've got every science.
No, but I don't just want to come in and poo-poo that, because they're going to...
Poo-poo.
They've done a lot of research
Well,
on
hold
it.
on. You wanted to stop a minute ago.
Yeah, I know, but you don't just come in, guns are-blazing. I'd say, hello,
You can do
everyone.
anything you want. Oh, go on then.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Carl, leader.
Right, listen, this Big Bang thing you've been doing...
Yeah, well, that's just only a few of us. That's like less than 1,000,000% of us. We're all here.
Yeah.
I've dropped AIDS research. I've dropped cancer research.
Right, well, why have you dropped that?
I'm
Who's
working on
told you
you-
to do that?
Well, no, we knocked off. They said you wanted to tell us something. We're all here. Every scientist in the world
Well,
is
listen,
here.
where are you from again?
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm from Cornwall. I'm
No,
looking at...
what research are you doing?
Oh, well, I'm looking at what happens if you give Feminax to an owl.
What happens?
Well, I'm halfway through it. I got called away.
Look, I'm really busy. What do you want me to work on?
Who said they're doing cancer?
Hey,
Go back to work.
cheers.
Right.
Okay, the rest of us
I've
doing
got-
stuff that you think we're fanning around with. What would you want us to do?
Listen, well, I can't do it all today.
What about me? I was doing AIDS.
Hang on a minute.
I was doing AIDS.
You just wait a minute.
Right, okay, why does cancer get to go back? Are you saying that cancer's a bigger problem than AIDS?
You
I'm
go
not
back
even-
to work.
So AIDS can go back. I'm doing restless leg
Right,
syndrome.
can everybody but the Big Bang people leave?
Well, we've come to an end of episode 2 of series 5 of the Ricky Gervais Show. With me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant,
Thank you.
and Carl Pilkington.
Right.
I was working on cold sores.
Fuck off.
I'm doing bunions. So, welcome to episode 3 of this final Ricky Gervais Show series. With me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant,
Hello.
and Carl Pilkington.
Right.
Have you heard this thing they're doing? The schools have got together. They're tired of obesity being a problem in England. It's a big problem in England. Basically, everyone's overweight, particularly kids. There's kids that are like 10 stone, going to infant school and stuff and junior school. It's getting ridiculous. And so now the teachers are allowed to weigh the kids. They're going to weigh the kids. Okay, yeah, get them in there and go right, get on the scale, and then they're going to send a letter to the parents saying, please be aware, your child is obese. Now, I don't know what good that's going to do, because a teacher will send a letter to a parent, go, dear Mr. and Mrs. Barnes, we weighed little Johnny today at school, and he's overweight, he's a big fat pig. And they're going to go, yeah, we know, we have to push him out the door to get him to school, he makes a popping sound. We know he's fat, he eats too much. We know he's fat because we have to buy him pairs of trousers every 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, we know he's fat because we're a couple of fat bastards
Always.
ourselves.
I love that when they say about our child obese, they show you a picture of a kid and his face is nearly closed up.
Yeah.
It's just closed, right? There's no eyes anymore. He's just got little slits for eyes where his cheeks and his forehead are meeting.
Yeah.
Right? And you just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you see the parents, they go, wow, yeah, we can't do anything. And you go, no, look at you.
Yeah. No, I saw a couple the other day. I saw a dad, giant arse,
Yeah.
and then I was walking behind them, and 2 kids, exactly the same giant arses.
Yeah.
Now that I can't believe that that's
Well,
true.
they eat the same things. You can't.
like a couple of bison. It was.
Yeah, if the parents are just eating, they can't say to the kids, "You've had enough." They go,
Right.
"What? Fuck! Look at you!"
I saw them in Tesco supermarket. You know, they've got like cafes in there now.
Have they?
Big fat family in there. The fact that they're buying food and they're having a break from buying food to eat food
To eat food. Yeah.
just sums it up.
It made them
Loads
a
of
bit
donuts.
peckish, didn't it? I mean, don't forget that is the only exercise they get, pushing a trolley round. They get home and then they wedge themselves in that 3-piece suite and they're watching ITV1 for the rest of the night
Yeah.
and eating cakes and things, microwavable stuff.
Well, they're watching X Factor, but they're only watching X Factor waiting for the adverts for Pringles,
Exactly,
Domino's
yeah.
Pizza.
Exactly.
That's what they're looking forward to.
But they could do that. They could make it a bit harder to shop, couldn't they? If you walk through the door, it goes ding, 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 and you go. And for fat people, the shopping moves around a bit. You know what I mean?
Constantly out, moving away.
Yeah, exactly. You're putting it on a string. That's
Yeah.
something to do. You want the pie, and you have to at least get up a bit of a sweat.
Or they're
to get
on
the pie.
conveyor belts, like in a sushi restaurant.
Exactly.
And they just got to chase
Yeah.
after the oven-fried chips.
Unbelievable.
Or is there some kind of cattle grid device that only fat? Is there anything that we could put?
Oh, you can only get to
You
this.
can only get to the food
if you can get through this.
Right, yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. So the really fattening stuff is through a thin door.
Or just or one of those kind of those sort of tubes that soldiers you see have to crawl through when they're doing their training.
and that's to pies, to
Right.
calorific, to
Exactly.
the calorific,
Calorific
stuff.
section.
Yeah, the shop is full of salads. You
Yeah.
can go around. You can even eat as you go around.
Yeah,
the
it's
salads.
like a
You can
forest
treat.
of salads, yeah.
Exactly. You can graze and you can buy. But if you want to get to the pies and cakes and all that,
Yeah.
you've got to get through a little
You've got to
tube.
crawl through a little tube.
Yeah, it would just be forever going, dude, fat bloke stuck in aisle 3. They'd have to keep getting them out.
Well, I was stuck behind one on the tube. It got out of the tube on the escalators. And you know, like on escalators, you're meant to stand to the right so people can get past.
Yeah.
Well, waste of time him standing on the right.
Yeah.
Taking up the full thing. He had a tracksuit on, like they always do. You know, never seen a track in its life, that tracksuit. And so I stayed behind him because he had no option. You saw everyone behind me sort of going, what's the hold up here? Like a convoy of people going, what's at the front, what's happening here? And it's him sort of blocking it. He gets to the bit, you know, where you have to put your ticket in or your Oyster card and swipe it. He had to go through the bit for trolleys.
For his luggage.
How embarrassing is that?
Unbelievable.
But that's
you know
when you
what?
know, innit? That's when you go, you know what?
Exactly. But I don't think there's enough stigma. I think because you know political correctness now and you know and the fact that food is so refined, there's no stigma anymore. I laugh about being fat. I should be ashamed. I should walk down the street and go, fatty! That's what I want to get me out of there. I get up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I go, oh, you fucking fat bastard.
Yeah.
But no,
I think the same every time I see you.
I know, but look how successful I am.
But you're right.
There should be, you know.
People look up to you, Rick. That's
I
the
know.
problem. You're a role model. They got pictures of you on their wall.
I often
as they're
get
stuck in their
voted
face.
role model for what people want to be. Now maybe they don't mean they want to make a successful sitcom and be rich and famous. Maybe they mean I want to eat as much as I want and no one say anything about
The
it.
number of times I've seen you on one of those, the ideal dinner guest.
I know.
You're not the ideal dinner guest.
Well,
Firstly, there'd be nothing else to go round for anyone else.
and I'm always early.
Right.
So by the time anyone, that'd be it. Yeah. The ideal
sausages
is
are
as
gone.
long as he comes halfway through the meal.
Yeah.
So
And I think they mean, it'd be funny because he'd be very witty and charming. No, he'd just be stuffing his face for 2 hours.
wouldn't be
and he's out the
talking.
door.
I wouldn't be talking. If there's food there, I'll just listen. I can listen. I mean, I can't really hear because when I chow down, some of it gets in my ears.
Sure, yeah.
I will go deep into a pasta.
Yeah, the face is in the bowl.
I'm actually deaf and blind for 4 minutes that I'm eating.
Yeah.
It's like when a horse bolts.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can't
yeah.
see or hear anything. They just
Yeah.
bolt. But you know, I don't know what we could do really. I mean,
I think we should be clear here. We're not saying, we don't want to encourage.
we're not
people-
saying fat people are all right. We're saying they're wrong.
Well, yeah, but I want to make.
Oh,
an
no.
important, I want to make an important point here, Rick,
Okay.
which is that
They're
we're not
gross.
talking.
What?
We're not talking
The
about
pigs.
how. Listen,
What? Fat?
this is important. This is an important point.
Okay.
There's a lot of young people, and they don't eat and stuff because they want to try and look like Victoria Beckham and all that stuff.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
not talking about that. We're not talking about just being, a respectable size,
No.
a little bit curvy, or whatever. You don't got to be like a size 0. We're not talking about that debate.
Definitely not.
We're talking about the crazy obesity that's going on. 5'2", you're weighing 14 stone.
Absolutely.
It's a time to probably stop going to the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah.
Which is not a competition, incidentally.
But you know,
It's because, like you said, though, you're not allowed to
There's
call
no
them
stigma.
fatty anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I was at school, if there was a fat kid,
yeah.
he did get, sort of being picked on, and that isn't good.
His
But the
nickname was
fact
Pork
is-
Pie or Fatty or
but
Porky.
he'd sort of be chased to be beaten up, so at least he got a run. Whereas now, kids aren't allowed to pick on little fat kids.
No, I know.
So he's not running anywhere, and it gets worse.
See that maybe is that a good thing? If you pick on a fat kid and steal his lunch money, is that cruel to be kind? Do you know what I mean?
Survival of the fittest again, isn't it?
But I mean, they go, okay, Jobson, you picked on a little fatty again and nicked his lunch money. You go, yeah, I thought he was eating too much and I'm worried about his heart. They go, well done, Jobson.
Yeah.
Go and pick up some more fat people. Nick all their lunch.
I don't know what the rules are. I mean, as
I don't
say,
know.
It's all gone crazy.
I mean, I think I'm allowed to call people fat because I'm a bit fat.
You're reclaiming the word.
It's like our black people can say the N word. I can say the F word. I can say fatty because I am fat. You know.
It is remarkable. I mean, you've seen pictures of Ricky Shawley Carl in his youth. I mean, you know, kind of David Bowie-like face, you know, very
it's a
sort
different
of
person.
strong. But anyone who's ever seen that to me has said, I don't understand. They're just genuinely baffled. I mean, it is weird. It's really, I don't understand, Rick, how you've gone from that. People should look you up on the web, and it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't Jane get annoyed? Doesn't she feel like she's been ripped off?
No. Well, I was 20.
How did you not notice?
I was 20, and I stayed like that till I was about 29. And then I thought, then I started filling out. Then I was sort of like
Yeah, but
becoming
I
a
knew
normal
you
bloke.
when you were about 36 and you were...
Yeah. Oh, I was already there. No, I'd done the eating years then, boy. No, I went from about. I mean, in those pictures, I was probably like 8.5 stone, too thin.
Yeah.
And then I was like 9. And then 30, 31, went to 10 stone, and then about a stone a year. I think I was my fattest when, just after.
Yeah.
I'm like 14 stone now.
But it's like if you look at it on the web or something, compare the two way around.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Yeah, so I feel that I can have a go at fat people. I think I can claim the word. I can call fatty. Like Steve can have a go at you can have a go at bald people, Carl. You can go, look at that round-headed bald twat. You will never see someone as round-headed and bald as you, and Steve can go, oh look, Rick, look at that fucking twatish, goggle-eyed freak
Hang
over
on a
there.
minute.
No.
How often
saying
would that happen?
Hang on. Let's slag Ricky off a bit more, can we? And Fatos.
Also, I've got. This is how much I've let myself go. Steve, it's finally happened. I want you to test my trousers there. Feel them.
Oh, what is that? That is some
pyjamas.
Are you actually wearing pyjamas?
I'm actually wearing. It happened
come out of the
today.
house?
That's the first time.
Now, was it because of speed you had to get out of the house because you
No,
were
I'll
late?
tell you why, right? Okay, the last couple of years, I mean, for the last, I'd say 10 years, I've been wearing comfortable clothes. I never wear a pair of jeans that are too tight. I don't wear shoes that it's just comfort for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you see me fidget when I put a suit on for an award ceremony.
Yeah.
I don't like it, okay? I never look good in stuff. You see it on the model in the shop window,
Yeah.
puts it on you, oh, well, okay. So, that's great. They look like David Beckham. I put it on, I look like a wallet or something. Do you know what I mean? Just, it doesn't look good. I've been wearing, as you know, sweatpants, right?
Yeah,
A drawstring.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a pair of sweatpants recently that are nearly pyjamas. They're so.
I mean, what is the distinction at this point?
I don't know.
It's quite a thin line.
So today they're nearly pyjamas. Today they were in the wash. So I thought, hold on though, I might as well just wear my pyjamas.
I should point out that it's not a 1950s pair of pyjamas that looks a bit like a suit with a little breast pocket.
No.
And it's you wouldn't necessarily notice.
No, you wouldn't.
Until you touch them, you realise there's a kind of lycra.
Yeah, they're very sort of nice and thin. They look like a tracksuit bottom, but here's the difference. I've even done away with the drawstring. Look, these are just elasticated. This is the day I really gave up. I used to worry about what I looked like, obviously, when there was when there was a nice sort of clothes horse to hang nice clothes on, i.e. my body. I did squeeze into jeans. I did, I wear. I was fashionable, but.
Did you? I can't imagine you going in shops though and looking through racks of clothes and. Did you do all that stuff?
Steve, I look good in anything, mate. That's the difference. Right. Now, doesn't matter. Armani could dress me. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's not. I mean, not that he'd want to. I can't believe I keep getting offered from people like him and designers that call my agent saying, does he want us to dress him for the Emmys?
Do
and
they
the Golden
do
Globes?
pyjamas?
Well, exactly. One, I think, why do they wonder, what is that going to put sales up? Is someone going to be watching that and go, hey, yeah, that bloke looks short and fat and sweaty. Get me Armani on the phone.
But maybe that's someone from the Emmy committee going, can you phone up Ricky Gervais and just check that when they say, can we dress him from the Emmys, we mean, can we make sure he's dressed for the Emmys?
Can we tuck him in and leave his slippers at the hotel?
Exactly.
But yeah, so I don't do it anyway because I'm mildly embarrassed. We went around those sort of luxury lounges where they give you things, they give you these, like, suits, like, Armani, Hugo Boss, they're just giving you suits.
I haven't heard about this.
Oh yeah.
When's this going on?
Yeah, before at the Emmys every.
What the fuck? I was out there, but no one notified me.
Maybe you didn't get an invite.
What do you mean I didn't get an invite?
Yeah. The first one I went to, I was mildly embarrassed. Went round. Then I saw like Helen Mirren, The Sopranos.
Bloody Helen Mirren's going round there, and I'm not.
Yeah.
But she's got more money than me. She don't need to go and get free stuff.
She's the queen. She's the richest woman in the world.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, you've missed out, Steve. And they measure you and everything. I've taken.
Piss off. This is insane.
I've taken one suit. And I think a jacket. But usually what I do is I say I have a pair of sunglasses. I'm like Elton John at home. I've got a drawer full of the best sunglasses in the world, one-off editions of these beautiful sunglasses, where I'm embarrassed not to take something. They're incredible. They just give you all these things, you know.
I feel like the kid in the Pied Piper. Remember when the Pied Piper, as revenge, he takes all the kids to a sort of magical land inside a rock where there's just sweets and fun, but the little lame
boy, he
can't get in there. He's left behind in the formerly rat-infested town.
But he had the last laugh, didn't he? Because he couldn't go and get locked in the cave.
Yeah, but he didn't. They weren't locked. It was a magical land inside the cave. He wanted to be in there.
Was it?
Yes, famously.
Or was he a paedophile?
Yeah, but that's got to be. It's got to be better than being stuck in a town with rats and old people. At least you get sweets.
And a puppy. I worried then for a minute. I thought, oh, that's libelous.
What? The
Pied Piper was a paedophile. Like, so, excuse me, it's the Pied Piper here. We are.
We represent the Pied Piper.
Yeah. We represent the Pied Fiddler, the Pied Piper, the Pied Piper. Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to care about fashion. But I also had little mistakes. If you're being creative with clothing, not everything's a winner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't always look good, even when I thought I looked good in everything.
So what was just quickly? What year are we talking?
Well, obviously student. That's when I sort of did the.
And what was your default look?
New romantic.
Right.
I mean, the first thing I did when I got to college, dyed my hair.
Blousy shirts.
Blousy shirts, but I dyed it black. Sometimes military. The military was very big then, so you'd have dyed black hair and a bit of eyeliner, but. Maybe look a bit, gorilla. Then, I got signed, when I was in a pop band, a failed pop band, very quickly. But, I bought designer clothes. But then it all went, okay? So, the poor years, from when I was about, 22 to 29 before I got a job.
4 years, starting 22, you had the high life. You were out by then.
Yeah, and, so, we lived in that awful little place where I talk about it live, where, there was no toilet, so often I'd wee in the sink.
Sure.
And so
great days.
So I thought, well, I didn't have any money at all, and I used to wear a tracksuit all the time then because I used to run around London. I was on the dole. We had 16 quid between us a week to spend. Right, so there was a lot of chili con carne being eaten and rice, just filling up on rice, and I'd run everywhere. And I was
run everywhere?
Yeah, I'd just run. I'd get up and I'd run places. I'd run around the park. I'd run to visit friends who had jobs. I'd run to art galleries. And I'd run London. That was like my job.
But why were you running it? It sounds like it's the life of a smackhead. Why were you running everywhere?
I was super fit. In my 20s, I'm not only sort of like thin, but fit as well. I'd run at least 5 to 10 miles a day and work out. I did karate twice a week. Honestly.
Anything but a job.
Anything but a job, yeah, because I was trying to be a pop star, and I told myself, no, I'm an artist. I can't possibly get a job. It's bohemian. I just eat rice. Yeah. Well, I was fine. It was absolutely fine. I never thought, oh, this is really annoying, I've got to get a job. I thought, I haven't got a job, I'm doing this, I'm doing a banner.
You were signing on, were you?
I couldn't because I hadn't had a job before that, so I think we got our rent paid, and then we'd split Jane's money that she earned, we got our rent paid, and we were left with, as I say, I remember it was 16 quid a week, and it was the early 80s, mid 80s, so I didn't get new clothes. So I had some, old ones, and, to go to Jumble Sales, it's fine, okay. But I remember once, we were getting new curtains, and the old ones that were in this flat were like sort of a chintzy, sort of goldish sort of line with a thread in them, with sort of leafy pattern, very sort of thick.
What kind of late 70s style?
Yeah, exactly. And Jane was going to took the old ones down. I went, don't throw them away. I'll make a suit out of those.
Yeah, of course.
So sort of Jane just sort of nodded and went, okay, and she went to work. Okay. So I thought, wow, okay. Let's have a go.
I'll show her.
I've never made a suit before, but how hard can it be?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I used to, you know.
That would be my first thought.
I used to make everything. I used to make, I remember, I made shelves once. I found 3 bits of wood in a skip, okay, and I sort of put 2, vertically, and put 1 across the top, right, so it was like, you know, a goal post, right, I thought it was shelf. I put a nail in each side. It sort of wobbled. I put it against the wall and it wouldn't stand up. It sort of like leaned, like I made a parallelogram. So what I did, I put another nail in it and I tied a bit of string to it and pulled the string tight. I pulled it across the room and put another nail in the windowsill. And so now there's this shelf that wants to fall over but can't because it's tied to another wall. So that was...
So you spent most of the 80s running around London and collecting debris and making your home outfit. You sound like a womble.
yeah, but I wasn't shaped like one until I was 32.
And this is kind of you were making everything except a living.
yeah, exactly, right. So I thought, right, how do I make a suit? I thought, well, I used to go to the library and learn. I don't know. I can make a suit. You know, I don't want to do it like other people. I do it differently. So my method for making this made-to-measure suit was I got 1 of the sets of curtains and laid them on the floor.
Right.
I laid down on the curtain and drew round my legs.
Right.
Okay.
Hang on. So you were making the trousers first?
Yeah. So I thought, hold on, that's just one side of the trouser. So I laid down another curtain and drew around my legs again. And I thought, right, I cut those out. So now I've cut out 2 leg-shaped curtain pieces, right? I put them together, sewed them up. Of course, it was nowhere big enough.
Of course
because
not.
I'd left no room, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to squeeze into them. I mean, they look like jodhpurs. They look like tights, okay? So I thought, this is really hard, right? I pulled them off again, right? I thought, how am I going to make the jacket? I didn't. I just used one of the curtains as a cape. So I thought, I mean, I look like a gay Hamlet. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? So what I did was...
Did you squeeze into the trousers? You wore the trousers?
I sort of squeezed it. I couldn't wear them, though.
Yeah,
So what I did was, I rolled it up and shoved it under the chair.
You rolled up what? Sorry.
To the suit I made. Jane came in about a few days later. She went, "What's that?" So that's where I had to go at the suit, and she pulled it out and, you know, died laughing. The idea that this man sat down and drew round his legs to make some trousers.
But firstly, why did you not just throw it away? Why did you stash it under the...
I don't know, because I thought...
And you were watching TV on the sofa and she was a foot higher than you. And she thought, what's going on here? And there was a suit stuffed. I mean, why not just throw it away? I don't understand.
I don't know. That's what you do, isn't it? You think, maybe...
Again, we were talking before about the fact that you used to be very thin and now you're very fat. And it seems like 2 different people.
Well, not very fat.
Well, most people would say you were. But
wearing black.
It seems as though you were also an idiot when you were younger. I mean, because you're a smart man now. I don't.
Well, I know.
Why would it not occur to you that you couldn't make your own suit?
Because I've always thought I can do anything. I've always thought I can make a suit. Of course I can make a suit. I'll be brilliant at that. I'll make a suit. And it took me getting fat to realise the world doesn't lay down to you.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I'll never be fat. I will never be fat. Look at me. Look at me. You know. So I suppose
And even as you were getting fatter, that must be the mirror.
No,
James, come with the mirror.
No, at least I can put eyes on myself. As soon as I started getting fat, I started saying I was fat before I was fat.
Yeah.
Because when you've been really thin, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't get anywhere near those curtains now.
No,
I couldn't. They wouldn't go past my ankle now.
You kept them.
Yeah, they're under the chair.
Yeah. And you still, of course, if someone comes to the door and you can't be bothered to reach for your pyjamas, maybe just wrap the curtain round you.
I just pop the curtain around me. Yeah, I could probably make a pair of pants out of them. I mean, soon I will be in nappies, which will be easy to make.
Yeah.
So, but when I'm older and Jane goes just off to work,
Where are those pillowcases?
Doesn't matter. I need changing.
God.
Nice though, isn't it? That's where the problem is.
Well, yeah, some food.
Well, no, a lot of food. More food's nice now. I find that I eat because I go, that's nice, rather than I'm hungry.
Oh,
That
yeah.
seems to be the problem.
I stopped eating when I was hungry. When I was about 29.
Yeah.
I used to, got to eat now. I've got other stuff to do. We got to eat. Yeah, shove it in, right? And then at that, I've never only ate because I was hungry for many, many years.
But it's not just that either, is it? Like, we've got mates who've like had a kid now, and that's eating stuff. That, seriously, I'm not joking. That is having stuff that I've never had, and it hasn't even got teeth yet. I mean,
What sort of things are you talking about?
mango. I only had that. I had mango about a year and a half ago, and it's all right. I mean, it's not one of my favourite. Is it fruit?
Yeah.
But there's so much other fruit that's better.
Go on.
I think.
What's better than the mango? The banana springs to mind. The strawberry.
Just I like the ones that you can just go, I'm nipping out. What can I take with me? I'll have an apple.
Well, the banana's the best because it's got its own little
That's-
carry case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you know.
all right. But they're saying that, you see, this is why we've got more fat people in supermarkets now. You can buy cut up apple in a bag.
Really.
is pretty
That's lazy, isn't it? That is lazy.
Again, I've got to confess that I have my portions of fruit first thing in the morning, liquidised.
Yeah.
I have a smoothie. I put all the fruit in there. I drink it. I'm not chewing. You want me to eat fruit? I'm not chewing it.
At the end of the day, food's nice.
Yeah.
There's loads of it.
Well,
No, there is.
in the Western world there is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But
It's
in
the
many
Western
places there's
world that's
not.
fat.
Yeah, but this
Okay.
is the whole point, isn't it, about the gluttonous West, is that we are indulging ourselves.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
were scrabbling around starving like a third world country, we wouldn't be in that situation.
Well, there's
But
all
we're
the-
drinking the fizzy lemonades
Exactly,
and the
there's
Cokes
loads of
and
it. And now, every time I buy something, it's a 2 for 1. So you end up buying more than you need, and then Suzanne's always saying, eat this ham, will you? It's going off. I don't even want it,
Why is she buying so much ham?
because it's 2 for 1 offer. We don't need 2 lots, but the person at the till goes, you know, this is 2 for 1, you go, nip back and get one. And
I know
you
what
get
you
it,
mean,
and
though. I
you
mean,
eat it.
at
Yeah, they
Christmas-
never do half price. They do 2 for
for
1.
one.
Exactly. They did that with a meal once. We were in LA and we had a meal and they said, you know, it's happy hour. It's 2 for 1. So I went, well, can we just have one each? We've got to give it to you. And they brought 2 meals for everyone.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
That's mad.
I am.
Of course you do.
Tell you another problem that I've worked out. It might make a slight difference on fat people. Don't put a light in a fridge, because that's just at night when they get peckish, they can see everything that's in there. Don't put the light there. You don't need a light in a fridge. There's no lights in other cupboards. Yet where there's food, it's like fatties getting up at 4 a.m. What can it have? What's that at the back? Get rid of the light. They'd eat less.
That
you
might,
reckon?
there might be some logic in that.
That's interesting.
Well, what's it there for? Tell me what that light is there for. They say turn off your standby light, yet you've got a light in your fridge
Well, no, it is
showing
turned
you
off.
where tomatoes
You
is.
know,
or
but it's turned off
chocolate.
when you shut the light's not on when the door's not open.
Yes, but a fat person who's always got the fridge door open.
So what are you saying, in a way, is that the free market, capitalism being what it is, which has allowed companies, food manufacturers to make them more full of more salt, more fat in order to
Well-
attract you, in order to make more profits, is actually resulting in obesity.
I was in a cafe, right? I normally like to go in there, and I might have beans on toast,
Cheese on
cup
top.
of tea. I might have a bit of cheese.
Yeah, cheddar on top.
Only if they offer. I sometimes sort of think I shouldn't have it, so I'll only have it if they say, "Do you want cheese?"
Oh, okay.
And then it's down to their problem. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's kind of like they made me have that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sat in there.
Look how Ricky's glazed over just thinking about cheese on toast now.
I'm sat in there. This little fella, I'd say he was from like Africa or something. Came in, had a little top hat on, suitcase, and red jeans. Dead happy he was. I think he just turned up to London. It's his first day out, and he's probably thinking, "I can't believe me. Look at the choice here." Anyway, the difference
All
was
conjecture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All hypothesis.
yeah,
the
go on.
difference was he went in and he said, "Have you got any porridge?" He asked for 2 bowls for the price of 1. It was a little bit of a
A kerfuffle.
Yeah, a little bit, because he couldn't understand why. You've got loads of porridge, give me 2 portions. But what I found interesting is he didn't want to go for the donut or the pastry, because in his country they don't have it. So food where he's from is for what food is for, isn't it? Giving you energy.
Yeah.
Here it's not about that, is it?
No.
You go, oh, I'd love a little muffin. So I just found it interesting. That's all my point is, that he could have anything. He's come over here. He's in London. He's
Yeah.
got loads of stuff on offer.
Yeah.
He still wanted his porridge.
Do you think that... Well, firstly, do you think perhaps he had travelled from the past in some kind of time machine? But secondly, do you think that now that he'll have his first taste of a donut, won't he, or a pain au chocolat, do you think he'll get the taste of it next time you see him?
Well, maybe that's how it
let
works,
those
isn't it?
red
I mean,
flags out.
why do I like?
Hey, next time I walk in there, I go, hello, usual.
No, shove the porridge. I want a donut.
That's what happens, isn't it? You try one. It's like that the people I'm talking about who's had a kid and always giving it mango. They haven't let it add a burger yet.
It hasn't got any teeth.
Burgers aren't. I don't mean like a proper beef one. I mean like a takeaway one that's pretty soft. It's all about a mixture. You need a mixture in your body. You need to have, like I've said to you before, I get an urge for things that I don't even know about. Do you know what I mean?
What, like what?
Anything. The one that always surprises me are plums. Because I shouldn't get an urge for plums. I don't like them enough, but if I pass them in a supermarket, I go, I want them for a bit. Yeah, I think you need that. And I go mad. I'll eat a full packet in a day. I'll eat like 6 and get bellyache and that. And I know I shouldn't overdo it with them. But it's just like, my body...
He's like a creature, isn't he?
My body just calls out for stuff.
It doesn't, Carl.
No, he feels that way because I wouldn't normally buy them. My favourite fruit, I like an apple. Love a banana. I've got into blackberries.
Yeah.
Quite expensive, but a bit of a treat.
People paid money for this podcast. A man just listing his favourite fruits.
Yeah, Graham not included.
But
Are you a fan of the gooseberry?
don't know if I've had them.
You never had a gooseberry?
They're very, very tart.
They are very bizarre.
They're
What do they look like in...
like a green testicle. They've even got the little hair on it. A gooseberry is like a really crispy, plump little berry, but it's very, very it's sour. I mean, you've got to have it in pies with sugar and stuff.
I bet my godson's had one. He's only 1.5. I bet he's already had a gooseberry, and I've never had one in my life.
Right. He'd never said it before, and he said gooseberry. He decided that's the way to pronounce it. Gooseberry. What's that? What's a gooseberry? A gooseberry. Well, okay. I'd never heard it before, but I'm going to say it now, but I'm going to say it my way. Gooseberry.
I've never had one. I don't feel like I need another fruit, that's the thing. I think there's plenty of fruit out there. Bananas, apples, oranges. If you get a little bit sick of oranges...
I'm a big fan of the Satsuma. Easy to peel. What I don't like is the big oranges. You have to peel them. You get it on your.
They're the ones I eat when I'm in the bath. It's just easy,
so you just dunk under the water afterwards, and you're clean again.
If I'm going to have a bath, then that's what you do.
So it's 2 treats. It's an orange and a bath. I mean, that's amazing. That's an amazing thing to look forward to. Don't you think you've blown that for when you're old, when you're 74? And I go, I tell you what, Carl, lovely treat. It's a bath and an orange. Done it. I did it when I was 36.
We've got plenty of fruit. They can't get rid of fruit quick enough. There's loads of stuff with fruit in now. Shower gel with kiwi in it. I'm telling you, they can't get rid of it because it's too much. So they just go, what can we do with all this stuff? We'll stick it in there. Orange juice. I had orange juice sort of cordial.
Yeah.
Tastes a bit weird, isn't orange? Sneaked a bit of pineapple in. Orange and pineapple. They can't get rid of the stuff.
What's up with that? Talking yesterday to Matt Robinson, the guy I did the film with that you came over and did a part in that we've cut, and his dad as a doctor and used to go around the world and stuff. And when he was about 10, he went on holiday, and they were driving through Indonesia to get to somewhere else. I forget where, but they came across this village where he said the spiders have won. Okay, they drive in. As you're driving in, he could see these things sort of hanging from the trees and the sort of telegraph poles. And as they got closer, he realised they were just big spiders. They just made webs everywhere, and he could see them on the street. Okay, he said it freaked him out. They parked up in the sort of like the high street, and he said he got out, and they were running on the pavements like pigeons, and that's just running everywhere. He said the kids were playing with them. The kids were playing with them. There was no one else freaked out less. He said he ran to the restaurant. They had to stop. He ran into the restaurant, freaked out. He got into the restaurant, and there was a tarantula on the floor. And he ran back in the car. And he said later to his dad, was that a dream? And his dad went, no, it's true. You know, it's a real place, right? He was telling us that's the worst place in the world. He was looking it up. He was trying to Google it, and he can remember the name of this place, Indonesia, and he put in Spider Village, Indonesia, right? And he couldn't find it. But another one came up in Cambodia, and it was there, and he said it was exactly the same, just as bad, a place where just spiders have won, okay? But in this place, they eat them.
They eat the spiders. The local inhabitants eat the spiders.
Yeah.
Wow. So this town is just dense with spiders.
It's
They're
just
everywhere.
They're just happy there. No one's killing them. No one's doing anything.
Are you just treading on them as you walk down the street?
He said it's just they're just They've just taken over. There's a place off Madeira they called Spider Island where no one lives there, but with absolutely no predators. There's just millions of spiders, but no one lives there.
How do you prevent the spiders? You know, when you're sleeping, crawling in, getting in.
You
your
don't.
nose
They just put up with them. I suppose it's that, you know, they're no weirder than any other insect or pest or whatever you call them. It's just, I suppose, because you think of spiders as loners.
Yes.
And they're the top sort of phobia, and it seems weird that they're almost treated like pets. But isn't that a weird place though, that you drive in and it's just, oh hello, welcome to Spider Town.
I couldn't be dealing with it. I mean, my mum wouldn't be that bothered. She's still got that one that's under the telly. She's had that for ages. And my dad threatened that he was going to kill it because he's sick of it. She's put a bit of Tipex on its back. So she knows.
What?
So she knows.
Well, how many spiders are there? What, you think you'd kill it and then replace it out of guilt? It's not like a budgie.
No, but he can sort of say, oh, I don't know, it's gone. And then if one turns up again, he'll go, your spider's back.
Yeah.
But now she's marked it.
What? So hang on. It has
Well, that's weird.
it has a web underneath the telly.
It's always under the telly. I don't think it bothers with a web.
But what do you mean she keeps a spider under the telly?
It's just there, and she's sort of like, it's not a problem. They get rid of flies. They're not dirty. It just
Well, it doesn't
sits
get rid
there.
of flies if it sits there watching
It
Coronation
doesn't
Street.
do much. Honestly, it can be there in a corner. I don't know what it does. I don't know. He just sits there. But she likes the fact that it's there. It's that thing, innit, of older people like that, don't they? They don't like change. It's like part of the family, you know. All the kids have left home now. She's got this little spider with Tipex on its head.
I like the way that she went into a drawer. She had an idea. She was worried about it. She was worried about her husband killing it. I know. This is for your own good. Tipex, pop that on you.
And you've been round there with the spider that doesn't freak
Well,
you
I'm
out?
going round this weekend, but I used to always sit on the floor to watch the telly.
Yeah.
Now it's like I'm not sitting on the floor.
You'd be watching Spider-Man, it would be criticising, well that wouldn't happen.
What does your mum think of it? Does she think it's like a little pet, or she doesn't want to get rid of it?
I think it is a pet because, like, you know, she's had loads of cats, she's had dogs, she's got a budgie, and now my dad's sort of saying, don't get any more pets because it means we can't go on holiday.
Right.
Spider can look after itself.
I love the idea. Someone say, do you mind coming? We're on holiday for a week. Do you mind coming around with a fly every 2 days? Yeah, I just keep an eye on it. It was weird, but keeping a spider under the telly with Tipex on it as a pet.
I was watching a documentary about Nazi Germany and everything, and I was realising I felt guilty for quite a while because whenever I see a programme about the Nazi plan, I always take a certain solace. Like, I'm slightly smug that I know I'd have been okay because I'm tall and blonde, almost blue-eyed,
Yeah,
pretty much fully functioning except the eyes are a bit poor.
the Aryan race.
And that's what they were after, wasn't it? The sort
Yeah.
of Superman, the Aryan.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Well, Steve would have been the Aryan pin-up.
Yeah, I'm like a kind of poster boy for
no, you wouldn't.
Nazi Aryan.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't have been a pin-up.
No, but they'd have certainly I'd have been maybe not on the posters, but I'd certainly have been down the recruitment office
Really?
signing people out there to say we want you to look like this.
So what do you think? So Steve goes, they go, okay, we want someone tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. Someone goes, I know the person. He's not only, he's really tall, he's got really sort of striking eyes, and is quite blonde. And they go, get him here. What do you think? He walks in, Hitler sees him, all the generals go,
Hitler would love me.
do you want everyone to look like this? Thoughts, Carl?
If you turned up, they'd go, hang on a minute, this doesn't match.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No way. No way. I am an ideal Nazi.
I think someone would sort of go, hang on, I think there's been a mistake here.
No, that's bollocks. That is absolute nonsense. I guarantee that I would have been one of the most popular Nazis.
Did they stick with that? Did they was that the rule? Or did they see someone like you and go, hang on, we need a lot more on this list, because I've just seen something out there that ticks all the boxes, and it's a little bit off.
No. Well, do you know what? You can laugh, but what would they have made of you? You'd have been straight against the wall, mate.
No, but I've been alright, because but Hitler was a bit like me, wasn't he?
Yeah, you do
He was
look like
about
a slightly
5'8",
proper
dark
Hitler.
hair. I mean, he made me laugh, Hitler.
Doesn't make many people laugh, but
No, I know, but you know what I mean? He's going, oh, we've got to be blonde. I go, hold on, whoa, Adolf, take a look at yourself, son. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, but he was just, he was aspiring to something more like me.
Well, at least dye your hair. Why didn't you just at least peroxide it? If I said to Hitler, we got to do this image, right? Because people are laughing at you, because you're going around saying you want tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed fellas, and you're a little short, brown-eyed, black-haired fella. Right, first of all, okay, put these contact lenses in. Little blue contacts. Oh, look at that, your eyes pop. Lovely. Okay. Let's dye your hair, peroxide that, maybe, you know, like Dave Sylvian, give him a little quiff. Okay? Now,
Some
right,
build-ups in his shoes.
yeah, some Cuban heels, some maybe high heels. Right, now go out there. Now go out there.
That would have been an extraordinary look if that was the man that we knew and feared, giving those speeches. Peroxide hair,
Yeah.
Cuban heels.
Wouldn't
I'd
it?
have
But-
been able. Imagine I'd have found Anne Frank in a second, just passing by.
Oh, yeah,
here
she-
in the top
yeah.
window, in the attic window.
He would
Hang
have
on.
went to, yeah, he'd have gone, lads, don't bother going inside. Go and look at this, get a ladder. Here she is.
Typing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a good thing, Carl. I'm just saying that one can have these guilty thoughts.
Only those things that I said where I get an urge to slap a kid or something.
When did this happen?
There's just little things like that. The other day I was in the park and there was a goose just sat on the edge of the pond and I just wanted to run up and kick it. It's because you're not allowed. And it's there and it's almost like going, come on. You just want to give it a little boot. And it's same with babies, sometimes you just want to slap their head. Not hard,
Oh, God!
but I'd say that's the weird thing. I have
Ricky has
nothing,
that impulse when he sees you.
I don't have anything where I sort of, want to be German or something. That's too...
I'm not saying I want to be German. I'm saying I feel guilty because when I see those things, I think I'd have been okay.
Yeah. What would you have done, though? Do you reckon you'd have helped out, or you'd have kept quiet, just done your bit?
I'd like to think I'd be one of those people who would have pointed and said, no, you can't be doing this. This is out of order. But I know in my heart I probably would have just kept stum. Because I'd have liked the...
Oh, he's already talking German.
I'd like the uniforms. I'd have just
Yeah.
kept my head down.
Well, you might have had to survive.
I just think I think I'm living in the best time for me. I think if it was about ages ago or something, it wouldn't have been right. I think I've just been lucky.
But if you were in one of those situations, whether it be Nazi Germany, anywhere else, where you see oppression going on, horrors, would you stand up and fight for justice, put your own neck on the line, or would you just keep quiet?
What do you mean keep your neck? What do you mean?
Well, this is the thing. For instance,
If I knew Anne Frank was in my loft,
well, yeah, would
Perfect.
You, yes, would
yeah,
you
if you
protect
knew
her?
Anne Frank was in your loft, and your dad came in and went, right, whatever you do, don't harbour any Jewish people. The Nazis are right. Also, they're looking for spiders under tellies. Your mum, you and your mum sort of looked at each other. So, what would you do? You met a little German fella. Young Carl. It's a little round-headed
no,
fella.
I'd probably just go, no, I don't know who's up there.
Well, we are checking, and if we find her, then you.
Well, that's
will-
ridiculous, real.
Well, what do you think, though? Of course, it was a threat of death. If you harboured someone,
Yeah, but
that
I
was
was
why
just
it was that was why it was so heroic.
Well, hang
people
on.
hiding
Sorry,
people.
could we just have this conversation played out, please, Rick?
What?
You're the German.
Hello, Carl. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, what's
Yes.
the problem?
You're losing your hair. You're stressed.
A little bit. Yeah, it's bad times.
Right. You're not hiding anything from me, are you?
No.
Oh, okay. No one. When you sleep at night, do you hear the creaks of anyone upstairs?
I'm quite a sort of once I get to sleep because my restless legs and that, I'm normally pretty tired, so I'm out like a light.
If I came round, could I look in the attic, and if I find anyone?
So yeah, I've got to go out. I mean,
Well, I
it is.
tell you now, if I go on and find someone, I will kill you.
Well, I don't know if anyone's up there. I wouldn't say it's his job. I'd say you go and have a look.
Yeah, but
Well, don't say that. You're meant to be protecting her.
Just say.
No, you've got to get him off the
Go and
set.
have a
You've got
look.
to say, no, she's not there. I just checked. Don't worry about that. Listen, I wouldn't lie to you. You'd say,
But this is the point, Carl. Are you willing to put your life on the line for someone else? And I think fundamentally,
Not
you would
for
be.
not for her. I
Why
don't
not
know.
for her? She's got her whole life to live.
What's
She's
she
a
done?
talent. She's writing. You're not doing anything. What are you
not
doing?
writing.
Staring at
she's
her.
innocent. More like she's innocent.
I'd say Anne. I'd go up, Anne. Yeah. Listen, they've been again. I think you should move out because this is sort of dragging. It's stressing me out. They keep knocking. I'm going to get dragged down with you. So can you move out of the loft now? You've been here a few weeks.
But that's
It's
the
no
point.
sort of life, Anne. You've been up here. You might as well be some sort of moth. There's no light. You sat there writing. So I don't know what you're writing. You've been up here for weeks. What are you writing about? I've kept a diary, and it's a bit of a struggle. You haven't been out. So, can you just move, please?
That's what you do, is it?
I don't know how much you're meant to do.
But this is the point, isn't it, Carl? It's about what are you willing to do? People, during that time, protected people at their own expense, at their own personal risk. They went through, they lied, they got food, they forged documents for them, they tried to sneak them out of the country, they did incredible acts of heroism to
Yeah.
help other people.
And you're doing
saying
nothing.
You're going to kick her out on the
You're
street
adding
after
to
2
it.
weeks.
You're adding to
All
it.
I'm saying is, I'd say, Anne, I think they think you're up here now. I think it's best if you move on.
I don't think you'd have
I
even
can't.
welcomed her
I
in the
can't.
first
Why
place.
can't you?
I can't leave here.
Well, I tell you what,